preview.
Hi, I'm your host, Bob Saintner. If you're looking for answers or new ideas and theories about the paranormal, then come join me on my journey as I try and meet every person and team in the paranormal field, so together we can obtain the answer to the question, can we communicate with those that have passed? So come watch us as we use different methods, theories, and equipment to help us collect as much evidence as possible so together we can all keep moving forward towards the same goal. Follow me as I travel from everywhere and anywhere to investigate. There is no location I will not go.
Hey everyone, welcome to Paranormal Wavelengths. My name is Bob Saintner. I'm your host tonight, like every Sunday night at, I guess it is 9:07. I start talking, but I started the intro earlier today. If I kind of repeat myself tonight, I'll try not to, but I'm kind of tired because some people know I did an event this weekend in Green Cove Springs. I did the jail up there, so it's like you guys see my face. I'm a little tired, but I want to start off with thanking everyone that came out there, both nights. The guests that came out to investigate. All I can say is everyone did an awesome job. There were some people there that were seasoned, that had been investigating for a while. There was some people there that brought their kids that had never investigated, and it was just awesome seeing everybody interact like this. And it was just a really cool event. It seemed like everybody had fun, and I just want to thank Scott Tipperman, Patrick Burns, Marley Burns now because they're married, Erica Broussard for just making an awesome event for speakers and that. We did a good job. I mean, I think a few people left with some actually good educational information to help them investigate. And I want to thank Vissy. She's the one that runs the Green Cove Springs Jail and Courthouse, and her friend Lisa that was helping out too. I just want to thank everyone, and I'm telling you what, if you can get over there to investigate, definitely go do the jail. And the courthouse was awesome. It's 2 floors. I couldn't believe how big it was. And if you see on my Facebook, I put some pictures on there. I was sitting in the judge's seat, and we were doing some pretty cool things. But before I get into that, I'll talk about that in just a little bit, some of the stuff that happened during the investigation. The other thing I want to say is I want to thank my team, Paranormal Wavelengths Investigators, Pam, Shelley, Joey, and Crystal, for going to Titusville on Saturday and helping out with Ghost on the Coast. They were investigating the Pritchard House. And just so, I don't know if everybody knows how that runs, we go out there. Oh, and Chris was out there. Sweet. I don't know if people know how it works. We go out there and we assist with Kim out there doing these investigations where people come, pay, and kind of like the event I did in near Jacksonville. The only thing is, all the proceeds go to the downtown area of Titusville to try and help them keep the downtown area nice and up to date and everything. So it's a cool thing we do. And I just wanted to thank my team for going there and handling it. So, but before we go on, everybody knows what time it is. It's a time for a word from our sponsor, pedalsandsage.com. See you on the other side.
To drive away negative energies and restore harmony. With these tools, you can smudge. By using the same techniques as ancient traditions once did. So if you need items and tools for your smudging, then please visit pedalsandsage.com. Helping those in need. pedalsandsage.com.
Sending my light, positive energy. Have a great day.
And that was pedalsandsage.com. And Pam Richards is the owner of Pedals and Sage. And don't mind that noise. Some of my technical stuff's going to be a little off tonight because I'm tired. But Pam Richards is the owner over there. And if you need anything like smudging packs or different sages and that to cleanse your house or help cleanse someone else's house or just make your environment more positive around you, definitely go check this website out. And she has other affiliates on there too you can check out. So definitely check out pedalsandsage.com. Now, for this investigation this weekend at the jail and the courthouse, one of the cool things we did, me and Scott did on Friday night, we decided to reenact in the courtroom, like a court case. Because at this location there was a lot of convicts that were killed, hung out in front of the jail. It's like you were in a jail, you went across over to the courthouse, convicted, then you went back out to the hanging tree or the gallows, or I don't know what they're called, the thing where they hang you. And one of the gentlemen, one of the most famous cases there, Vissy that runs it, she works in the archives. And she actually was the judge at the time when we reenacted it. And she was using his name, and I was the prosecutor, and we had people in the jury box. We had people in the audience, yelling, and they'd be like ordering a court and just doing a whole bunch of different things. I'm really interested to see what evidence we may have gotten from it, because I know one thing, I didn't know any of the history, and I was grilling the guy because one of our guests sat in a chair as the man that was convicted, and he was trying to plead his case, and I just took an angle of why he killed another man, and I don't even know if it's right with the records. So it's kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool if you get an EVP of the guy saying, "Hey, that's not how it happened." So, but it was an awesome night. The jail was really cool over there. People had some personal experiences. I know in the courthouse we had some personal experience when we were first, before we did the reenactment. I was sitting up on the bench and I started slamming my hand down on the book, saying "order in the court," and then saying stuff like, the verdict is death by hanging. And the weird thing is we started getting footsteps in that, walking around out in the back hall, like someone was pacing back and forth. So I thought that was kind of cool, and we've seen some shadows up there. And all I can say is it was a really cool night. A lot of cool people. I mean, Scott Tipperman, if you can get to an event to see him investigate, is a lot different than what you see on TV because they edited a lot out, and he's like one of the most down to earth people. I mean, everyone that was there, Patrick Burns and his wife, Marley and Erica Broussard, were all awesome. So if you can get to one of these events, definitely check it out. Now, let me see if I get my notes together here. One of the other things we did on the investigation, which I thought was kind of weird in the jail part, I did it when I was in Old Gilchrist Jail, and I was doing banging on the bars and that, saying, let's lock the animals up, and if you're not going to come out, we're going to lock you all up. Actually, here, Vissy told me, and the people that are investigating, that the spirits really don't like that. They don't like being disrespected like that. If you do that, it'll go real quiet. So we kind of took a different approach. Some people were singing happy birthday and asking them if they wanted cookies and different stuff, pack of smokes. So, as needless to say, I got back today by mid-afternoon or so, so I haven't really gotten to go over any evidence yet. And if there's anyone in the room from the event, I'm going to hit people up on Facebook and that. If you get any evidence or any EVPs or pictures you think might be some, send them over to me and I'll check them out and we'll put them on the next show and see, get people's opinion in that. But I know one thing, I want to get up there with my team next year after the holidays and that, because I think it'd be a pretty cool location to just bring your team up there and investigate with not so many people running around. You keep track of people a lot better. Now, next up is our email segment. And it's a little different email. Sometimes I just pick emails where it's just one person. I've gotten a lot of emails asking me, is it really hard to start a show on the internet? What's it take and all that? And I'll tell you right now, it is actually, it's not actually hard to start a show. Starting a show up is pretty easy. You can go to pretty much anywhere and start it up. Talk blog, I think it's called. I'm on Ustream, Livestream, everything. That's not the hard part. The hard part is keeping up with the show. The hard work you have to put in, the trying to be a professional. And the one thing, the reason I'm talking about this, because I've heard through the grapevine, plus the emails, is when if you start doing a talk show, like I do it on video here. Some people just do radio or that talk blog or whatever blog thing. The one thing I can give advice is don't let your head expand real big. We're all here on the internet. If you're getting into this to start a show or a radio show on the internet because you think you're going to be the next big thing, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. A lot of people that do shows on here like me, and people that I know personally that do different shows on like PTVN, PTN, over at Pararock and all that. A lot of people have passion for the paranormal. They're not looking to make it big or not. They're just here to try and help educate people, trying to make some people like my friend Scott that was on a few weeks back for the Stew is here to make people laugh and just look at paranormal in a different way. And I hear things through the grapevine of people, they got radio shows or little talk blog shows, and they're nasty to people. They're like, they talk down to people like, well, you're not worthy of my show and that. And I just don't think that's right. I think you should really step back and think, listen, you're just doing a show on the internet. It's not hard to start up. The hard part is trying to be a professional, and the hard work you put in getting guests and researching and just trying to help other people, learn about the paranormal the right way. And that's the advice I give people. If you're going to start a show, do it for the right reason. Don't do it because you're thinking Jason and Grant or somebody's going to be looking through the internet and go, hey, they're the next people we want on the team. Please, I beg you, because it just makes my head want to explode sometimes when I hear some of the stories, the way people treat other people because they don't feel they're worthy to be on their shows or something. So that's my advice to people, and people that are looking, it's not hard to start up. The hard part is doing the work behind the scenes. So, you mean that's not how it works? No, that isn't how it works. You don't just get on and then Jason and Grant or whoever finds you. Just please, if you're going to do it for the right reasons. Because the more people we have on the internet bogging it down with just silly stuff that's not even making sense, it's better you just kind of went away. I'm not usually negative like this. I'm a very positive person. But I just don't think it's right when people talk down to other people when I feel everyone's on the same level. I don't care if you have 30 years experience or if you have 5 years experience or you just started in the paranormal field. I feel we're all should be talked to on the same level. That's the only way people that are just starting can learn. And that's the only way people that have been doing it a long time can learn too. Like I always say, everybody can keep learning. Once you think you know it all, you just stop the growth process here, and you might as well just go sit in the corner because the rest of us are going to keep pushing the paranormal field forward to where we can get some really hard evidence in that. Yes, as Red said, talk to the people with respect. It's weird. When I talk with people, if it's just someone I first met, it's weird. I talk to them like I've known them forever. I don't know why. It's just the way I am. And I just don't know why people don't do that more. And I won't stay on this subject anymore, but that is my advice for you. If you're starting a show out there, just do it for the right reason. To help educate yourself and help educate other people. Have some fun. I have fun on here. I do funny videos and everything. It don't have to be all serious. So that is the email segment. Now, next up is our announcements. We only have, count them, two shows left for this season. And then season 2 will be over. And we're going to take a break. And we'll come back after New Year's and start back up. Everyone knows I always take off the holidays. And we'll be on season 3. 3 years. Starting season 3 is weird. I can't believe 2 years has passed already. But not next week, because next week we'll have off for Thanksgiving. If I can get my stuff. See, this is what happens when you're overtired. You're trying to do stuff on here, and I'm not hitting the right buttons. And look, I already still didn't hit the right button. Oh my lord. All right, there we go. Woo! Okay. On December 4th, we are going to have Christopher St. Booth on. And he's going to be talking about his documentaries, behind the scenes, and I'm going to ask him some stuff like, why he does it. I got to talk with him in Pensacola. Very cool guy, very down to earth, and he's all about, just trying to, he digs into the history of locations and that, which I think is very cool. And we'll also talk with him about Children of the Grave 2, that's coming out in December. I think it's coming out the week after he's on my show. And don't hold me to this yet, but talking with him, I got to talk with him during the week here, but he was talking about maybe doing some promotion giveaways and that, so come hang out. You never know, you might get something free from the Booth brothers. So that is on December 4th. Christopher will be on. Then on December 11th, it'll be the final show for this season, and it's going to be a Christmas theme. It's going to be a Christmas party, and Paranormal Wavelengths investigators will be live on here. I'm going to have a bunch of team members here. We'll have some team members come in behind us on the screen, and people have been asking, I've been getting emails saying, hey, how come you never spotlight your team? You spotlight other teams all over. Why don't you ever spotlight yours? And I was like, you know what, that's actually a really good idea. My team does a lot of hard work. I mean, they went this weekend without me and helped do this event in Titusville to help downtown Titusville, make some money. So we're going to be here having Christmas party, Christmas music. Maybe I'll make some messed up Christmas videos or something. And we'll get everybody on here. You see who's on a team and why they're doing this and what makes them tick, I guess, doing the paranormal field. So it'll be really cool to end the season like that with friends and that around, and my family will be here. So it is cool. Yes. Woohoo! Christmas party. I'm still debating whether I should allow alcohol because I don't know how good, internet, alcohol, life. I don't know about that. We'll see. I know I won't be drinking because I have enough problems trying to speak without having a drink in me. I'll be slurring words left and right. But now, I was telling you about Christopher St. Booth is going to be on. And for anyone that's, seen some of his videos, Like, I admit I didn't get to see a lot of them. I just recently got to see Children of the Grave 1, and it was phenomenal. I love the history they put into it, and just the in-depth interviews, and it just puts so much more. It draws you in, like you're watching it, and with the history in that, it like draws you in. Then all of a sudden they start doing evidence, and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they got that, knowing the history now. So I think it's really cool how they do that. A lot of these programs nowadays, they just do a quick walkthrough. Yep, that's the history, and then boom, let's investigate. But I do have their promo for Children of the Grave 2. I'm gonna play it here, and then we'll come back and do some more chatting and start getting down to some evidence sharing.
Like being scared this Halloween, we may have the place you're looking for.
That's exactly right. One building in Coles County that's nearly 100 years old is said by many to be haunted.
And it's going to be featured on the Sci-Fi Channel, and documentary filmmakers, the Booth brothers, stayed in the so-called haunted house, and they investigated.
Some of the patients, well, they called them inmates, and they would diagnose them with things, and they called them natural born full.
See, that was just that little clip. I think it's like a minute and 40-some seconds. I know people that have been watching the show and that, I make these little videos up and do funny things, and my intro I do all myself. I just love the creativity behind some of the shots they do in that. I don't know. I guess it's just me. It intrigues me. But I think they're very, very talented. So it'll be pretty cool to have them on. And like I said, they might actually have some giveaways. So that'd be kind of cool. Now, give me 1 second here. Move. Let's see what we're going to start with. You know what we'll start with tonight? I kind of change it up each show for showing evidence in that. I think we'll start with the picture segment first and go from there. Usually, sometimes I start with the EVP. It all depends. But we will start with the pictures tonight. All right. The first picture up, let me get my paperwork here together, is actually when I got first home today in the afternoon, it was in my email. Dale McGee. He is also known as Backwoods Karaoke on Facebook. He sent over this very cool picture, which, let me get it here. And this was at I think he said it was at like a location, a residential they were doing. And that is him sitting in the very back behind that shelf. What he put in there is, by the post in that, it looks almost like it's misting. I think Dale's in the room too. So Dale, if you want to put any information and add anything in, I can see what you're talking about. Oh, and the other thing Dale's put in the email is, it was pitch black. You couldn't even see your hand in front of him, he said. But you can kind of see to that post right there, and right by that TV, I think that's where he was talking. Hey, Dale. Hey, if you want to chime in there, that's what you were talking about. You did a quick description right by the TV in the post there, it looks like it's kind of like a little bit of a mist. You didn't get the same effect. See, hey, that's very cool to know. Dale in the room's talking about there was other pics too at the same time that didn't have the mist. If when you send evidence in, you can send those in too, because sometimes I like to because there's people out there that want to see the before, the after. So next time send that. But that's cool to know. But does anybody have an opinion about what they see there? Because everyone's so quiet tonight. Hey Dale, was there anything else going on in the basement at the time? Like did you catch any EVPs or any other stuff down there? Minnesota, Michelle. Because I just wonder if you had anything else down there going on. Because that's kind of cool with this picture, and if you got some other EVPs and stuff to go in with it. And you know what? I think you did send me EVPs over with it, but I don't think I got to get them in because it was a little late. But I can play in the next show. But that's a pretty cool picture. And if you're just coming in a room, the picture you're looking at, it was from Dale McGee, and on Facebook he's known as Backwoods Karaoke. How cold was it? Yeah, how cold was it since you're in Minnesota? Well, that's kind of cool. Well, not cool. The girl probably got freaked out, but got her leg grabbed. That's an awesome question, too, Pam. I didn't even think about that being up in Minnesota. And that's why Michelle was probably asking what state, where it was taken, what state. Well, it's still pretty cold up in April, but you can see Dale's all the way in the back wall there, so. Yeah, that's true. With a water heater right there. What you need to do. Yeah, you were just sitting back there, right? Who took the picture, Dale? It's just another team member, like standing in the back? Hey, this is awesome. A lot of good questions here asking, Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Zap, because I'm originally from Buffalo up north, so from the steps. And she was standing on the steps, but she wasn't moving around before then. I mean, you can definitely see something in there, so that's pretty cool. That's what you meant, Michelle? But no steam in other pictures. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you can remember this, Dale. When this picture was taken, I don't know if you can remember. Was the hot water tank, did it pop on at that time? I mean, it's kind of hard to remember back now because it was in April. But that would be one thing. If it was on, you know how it kind of jumps on. If it is steam, they have a plumbing. They have a plumbing problem. That's good, Jim. Yeah, that would. Wouldn't you think of it if it was steam coming off that? That would make it like really hot, wouldn't it? I mean, that whole basement would be heater, gas, or electric. Yeah, I didn't think so, Dale, because it's so long ago. Next time, if you do the house again, you should, check and see if it was going at the time, like popping on, and see. Damn ads, I know. I can't do nothing about it because they changed Ustream around a little bit, and if I want the ads off, it's like $400 or something. So we'll have to deal with ads for now. Yeah, I think most of the ones up north are gas. So they got the little pilot light you light up. That's okay, Michelle. We don't mind. We don't mind you griping either. All right. Well, that's a very cool picture, Dale. Thank you for sharing. You know why, Steve? Because you're special. You don't get any ads. All right. The next picture up is actually from a team member on my team, which it didn't come up as big as I thought it would. Let me see. He sent this over. It looks like he's playing a video game or doing something, and his girlfriend took a picture. And this weird anomaly happened there. A little light source. And Chris was saying there was nothing else around that could have like flared off. I was wondering, I can't really see because the picture's a little small. The glasses he has on, I don't know, are those goggles? Pam, you still in here? You know what? They didn't give me that information. Let me see if it's this is Pam's son that's on our team. Let me see if she's still in here. Cause yeah, I know cell phones can make some weird pictures when you take. I see people always using them on investigations now. Let's see, orb in motion. Yeah, it's just out of the ordinary, and they weren't investigating or anything. His girlfriend was just taking pictures of him sitting there. And if you look around, there's nothing on the wall like any pictures that could reflect off it. That's the first thing I was thinking when I looked at it. It looks almost like if you've ever been in a room with mirrors or I get light flares of things with lights. And yeah, I know. I thought the picture was gonna come big. It didn't come up as big as I wanted to on here. So, but this was a different picture. I'll try and get it on Facebook if people want to check it out. Yeah, I really don't like using the cell phone so much because it seems like so many different things can happen with the cell phone. There's so many little glitches. All right. This next one was a weird picture someone sent in. It almost looks like it's snowing in their house. I didn't understand what was going on. It's like there's little pieces, there's big. Yeah, I know there's a lot of ghost apps out there you got to watch out. They look so real now. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking maybe a light grid, but someone shook a pillow. That's got to have like a big hole in the pillow or something. It's just kind of weird with all the Christmas stuff. It almost looks like it's because if you see, there's like little ones and there's big ones. You know, I thought it was dust too, but it's spread out. It looks like it goes farther back, like 3-dimension. Anybody else have any more ideas on this one? I don't know. Right above the stocking, there's like, that's casting a shadow on the wall. Whatever that is. Jason, you're pretty close there. Moisture, maybe? All right, people. Everyone knows I do mess around sometimes. This is false evidence. I actually had my daughter take dish soap and made a bunch of foam or bubbles up, and she blew it out into the air, and I took a picture to see what it would look like. Yeah, it would. It's almost like a sneeze, right? And she blew it out there, and I took the picture, and I thought, well, this looks messed up. I'll put it on there and see what people say. And I didn't even notice the one, like, bubble thing above the stocking actually casted a shadow when I took the picture. Yes, bubbles. But I thought it was kind of neat, because the reason I do false evidence... Hold on, let's take a second here from the pictures. The reason I do false evidence on here is not to mess with people. It's just to show you different things, because there are people that will mess with us, that'll make false evidence and do different things to try and make you think their house is haunted. And that's why I kind of do things like this. I get ideas of, well, what if someone did this with, suds and that from the dishwashing soap, or the last time I sprayed Windex out and it looked like glitter, and we had the picture with me and Tim Yancey. Scotty Burns blew smoke up, and it looked like something going between us. So I just do these false evidence to you guys to get your minds working. I mean, people were saying, hey, it looks like moisture, and that's awesome that you're thinking outside the box. You're just not jumping like, holy smokes, it's like a vortex, or look at all the spirits. Because there are people out here that will mess with us because they just don't want to believe that there could be something out there. So that was my false evidence. All right, back to the photos here. The next one, this one here was sent in by Shelly Wade of RIP Crew. And the description said they put this ball on there as a trigger object. And she was taking pictures, and this is the only picture it happened in. Looks like a little swirly thing like taking off. And I'm not sure. I don't know if you'd really get a reflection because, beach balls are kind of shiny. So I don't know if it would reflect off and you could maybe with your flash, get a weird effect like that. But I know they said that was the only picture that showed up in when they were taking pictures in the room. The weird thing is, I got to ask her, was there someone sitting on the floor there? Because if there isn't, you see the shadow? It looks like a hat. Someone's sitting right on the side of the bed there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I really think it's just a reflection off the ball, but it almost looks like it's out in front of it. Like Jim was saying there, it's like to the side. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Ghost Rider Jim, because anybody knows down here in Florida, palmetto bugs make the greatest moving orbs ever. I mean, if you could make people believe those were orbs moving around. But yeah, I'll have to ask her if they were getting any other, like any bugs flying around the house and that. But does anybody else, static, they were rubbing it on someone's head. But does anyone else see right to the right of the ball? It looks like a shadow of someone sitting there with a hat kind of by the curtain. Or is that just like my optical illusion I'm seeing there? I'll have to ask her if someone was sitting there. Does anybody else see that? She didn't say nothing about someone sitting there. So I'll have to ask her. Maybe they didn't notice that. Could just part of the furniture. That's actually a pretty good idea too, Jim. That could be a chair sitting there, and just the way it's sitting, it could be like the arm of a chair, or like one of the chairs that have a high back. Yes, it does look. Actually, that's a good one, Michelle. It does look like the top of like the mirror on top of a little armor. Ugh. Jinx. All right, that's probably what it was. I'll check with Shelly and see. That kind of interests me now because the thing coming off the ball is pretty cool, but next to it. But I'll have to do some little test at the house here because I got beach balls all over the place and see what we get. Now this next one was sent in from Michelle Bauer on my team. She didn't take this picture. She got it off. It was on the news. I don't know if people saw this. These people were in Hawaii at Pearl Harbor, and they were taking pictures in the water. Now, it could just be matrixing, but it made the news in that. And they were taking a picture of the ship, the sunken ship, and you could see the face in there. And I know it's water and it could matrix, but I just thought it was kind of cool when Michelle sent it over. She had seen it and said, "Oh man, why don't you show people this? Maybe not everyone saw it." Yeah, that's what. You know what? I was thinking the same thing. It does look like when oil's on water, but I just thought it was kind of neat. I guess it made the news because it's they're taking a picture of the ship that sunk at Pearl Harbor, and you have it looks like a man's face there looking up at you. Yes, and it still is releasing oil because for how old those ships were. I'm not sure if that's the Arizona. Michelle Bauer saw it, and it made the news, so, it has to be paranormal, guys. But I thought it was kind of cool. Now, this next one was sent in from my guest I had on last week, Joe Kudo. And he is the founder of Northern Alliance of Paranormal Investigators. Look at the picture. What looks out of place? Because when Joe took this picture, he didn't notice it at first. But once he looked at it, he realized something and was like, hold on. And yes, Michelle, the guy with no shadow. See how everyone else is like lit up? And then there's that guy way in the back, and he's dark. And like Michelle said, he's not casting no shadow. Well, it's a very... No, I don't think that's the shadow of him. I think it's that person over to the very right, the lady, is casting a shadow over him. But what happened is Joe said all his team members were accounted for. There was only 4 people in the picture. And him and one other person. There were 6 people altogether. And him and the other guy were out of frame, and he was taking a picture. And he said he couldn't believe it. He's like, what the heck? He's like, who the heck is that? And anyone that listened to last week, Joe is pretty skeptical because he has a show called The Skeptical Ghost Hunter. And he was like, no, you know what? He goes, maybe it was messed up. He had to figure out. I don't think Joe took the picture. He was standing next to the person and took the picture. That's what it was. And he knew they slowed their shutter speed down. So he thought, well, maybe they slowed it down too slow, where maybe someone walked in and walked back out or something. He couldn't figure it out. I'll put it on Facebook for you to check out. But he went back in his camera, and some of these new cameras, you can look at the settings, and someone told him if it's below, I think, 4 seconds, don't quote me, everyone knows I'm not tech savvy, that if it's below 4 seconds, then it's not something, it could be something paranormal then, because the speed is too slow. And when he went back and looked, it was a half a second only, the shutter speed. So they didn't really, I don't know what the shutter speed usually is. Anyone in the room know? I know Zap and them, they're the tech guys. I'm not sure about the shutter speed. I've heard the theories and that, a lot of people like to mess with their shutter speed. I don't, because I think you have too much chances of messing it up. But it's only a half a second it was. So Joe's still, he won't say it's paranormal. He just says it's kind of cool that there's someone else in there that's not supposed to be. But I thought it was pretty cool that he sent that over. Now, this last one, hold on. See, this is what happens when you're tired. I'm ready to say, and the last one I had in my list, I actually did first. It was Dale's picture. It's like, duh. But those were our picture segment. They're pretty cool. It's really cool. Everyone's chiming in here, giving their. This is what this is about. Everyone giving ideas. Hey, it might not be right, but putting out the other theories of what could have caused it is awesome. Thinking outside the box and that's what this is about. That's why I share pictures in that, because you never know. Someone else might be getting the same effect on their camera. And like I've said on here before, digital cameras nowadays, I don't know, they're making the flash so close to the lens now when you're taking pictures. Like I did that one time, the lens flare, and it hit off my finger, and it looked like something was manifesting in the lens. You're in the dark, you don't really notice where your fingers are hanging, the one that's not pressing a button, and if it's not in the picture, you think, well, my finger wasn't in there. So that's why I do this, because make you aware of things. And if you see other pictures, you're kind of like, oh, hey, I've seen it happen before on my camera. It's not paranormal. It's something natural. It's your finger or something in the way. Now, the next segment, I'm going to leave. We got a lot of EVPs to go through. So I only got a couple of videos that came in, and they're going to be a little hard to see. They're a little grainy. So we will do videos next. And a couple of them are pretty cool what they sent in. I'm hoping they're going to come out good on here, because the way this sets up, it's kind of hard. So let's go to our video segment. All right. Our first video was sent in. Well, they actually put it on my Facebook, and I asked them if I could use it because it was pretty neat what happens in it. It is from Trip Paranormal. I get it right here. Now, my first thought would be, oh, crap. Sorry. We're not doing the countdown again. My first thought, I'll play it again here. My first thought is, it is pretty fast for dust. I was thinking bug 2, but it's kind of weird at the end. It almost like just dissolves away. Like, it doesn't leave the picture frame all the way. Right when it gets near, it looks like the door there, it almost looks like it just totally disappears. If you take a look at this, right when it gets right about where the word camera 1 is, watch, right about there, all of a sudden it looks like it almost disappears, not so much leaves. See, the thing is, I had something similar to this when we did a Jacksonville case, and I'll play it one more time. The thing is, I'm going to talk to them, send it out to someone that does video or photography that's not into the paranormal. They have the equipment where they can look at that close up. That's what I did for the Jacksonville, and the one thing the guy could tell me was on mine that it wasn't a bug or anything. He couldn't say it was paranormal, but he says he can definitely see there was no wingspan, the one I had. So I'll talk to them and tell them, see if they know anybody. Yeah, I think that's really good too, Michelle. It was out of the infrared beam area. That's why it disappeared. Yeah, I don't know why there's a witch's hat there. But that was their video they sent, which was, it's pretty cool. You get something odd. That's why you put it here, to get people's opinions. And I'll let them know with some of the things you said. Yeah, I'm not much of an orb person either. That's why it's kind of like, it's cool, but I couldn't put it down as definite evidence. But it's kind of cool to put out there for other people to look at. Now this one here, it's kind of grainy, so it's a little hard. I'm not sure how good it's going to come out on here. But this one was from Kendra Holland. It was at the Yorktown Memorial Hospital, and it's West Side Paranormal. What you're going to see, they're all looking down the hall, and you'll see something moving. And, there's an orb. That's not what it is. I'm gonna play it here. You'll see something moving down in the hallway there. They had a ball sitting there, and I guess someone was sitting on the other side to kind of block to show you there was no air going through. And watch. You see it's starting to move. They said they were witnessing it being manipulated. The ball was moving. And I know it's a little hard because it's kind of grainy looking. You can just, but that big thing there and that thing that's lighting up in front of it, that was a ball, a big ball they had in the hallway. Yes, that is true, Red, about covering the IR covering. I got an IR like that freaking makes the room look like it's all the lights are on. But you watch it again, it looks like it actually, you can see the ball moving back and forth. And what they said was, I don't even see the person they said that was standing or sitting down there by it, trying to block to show that there was no air coming through. I don't even see that part, the person there. All I can see is that big thing that's rolling. That's the ball they had in the hallway. Yeah, I saw that too, Jim. It's like the ball is moving, then you see something come flying up towards the screen. We'll do it one more time. And you'll see it. It's just, they turn the light on because they're like, hey, what the heck? And you see it. I mean, it moves quite a distance back and forth. That would have been pretty cool to be, hanging out, seeing it there. But that was pretty cool evidence they got. That would have been cool to be sitting in the hallway and being able to witness it firsthand. So that was pretty cool. The next one up is from Lori. I'm trying to read my writing. Wanzo from Old Gilchrist Jail, Ghost Hunters. And this next one was actually at the Green Cove Jail. They got it. Now, I was trying to get her to get me a longer video footage. It's just a quick thing, but it happens right over her shoulder here. And the weird thing is, I know where she's at because I was there this weekend, the cell. When you're inside these cells, it is pitch black. There's no light source anywhere that can come out. So watch this. It's very quick. You just see something like, whoop, right past her shoulder, a little light source. Now, it could have been a bug if I could get more. It's like, bam, it's just in and out. I wish they had a little bit slower version or a little bit more video footage to it, but it is pretty cool. Check this out one more time. And the thing is, when you see it, let me stop. Right behind, over her shoulder, this is the back wall. She has herself to the back side of the cell, and where she's looking forward is probably where the doorway is, and there's really no light source coming in. Cars, and that their lights won't hit inside there the way these cells were made. But just watch how fast it is. Yeah, I know. I was thinking too, because we actually caught Friday night with Scott Tipperman. Someone got a picture, and they thought they had an orb moving, but Scott did say there was bugs moving in there. That's why I wish Lori had a little bit longer footage of it, where I could slow it down. But we'll look at it one more time here because it's so quick. And you never know. It could be a bug the way it moves. But that's the thing. When you're doing video evidence, that's the thing you got to do. You got to try and, if you have programs, slow it down. Yeah, I know, fast bug. It was a bug on speed. And try and slow these things down and try and get a better look at it, because like Jim or like Zap said in here, could have been a bug. I don't know if it was a bat. I think they would know if it was a bat. But that's the thing you got to do nowadays. You got to keep going over that evidence and try and look at every angle, because look at how many different things we've talked on here. Bug, could have been this, could have been that. And that's the thing. When you have so many questions, how can you really definitely say it's paranormal? You want your evidence not to really have any outside questions. It's just, you want your evidence to make people just go, what the heck is that? Let me see. I think I have one more evidence here. Oh, no. Okay. This next one, I got to save. It's like a video and EVP. So I'll save this for the next time. Not next time, but my next segment. But that was the video footage that was sent in. And I thank everyone that sent it in. Very cool stuff. And it's awesome, everyone chiming in like this. This is what it's about. I mean, bugs, and I don't know about the bat. Let me hold on a second. Who said bat? Let me go back. Who said the bat in here? Oh, Ghost Rider Jim. If it was a bat, I think they would have known. I can tell you right now, I didn't see no bats in that jail. And I think Visti that runs it, I think she would know if there was bats flying around in there, freaking them out. But that's pretty cool, though. Hey, maybe it was a bat. No, they're not. If it was a bat, they would have been on the floor like some people you see on TV. A bat comes, they drop to their belly and hide. And they got a baseball cap on. If I saw a bat, I got a hat on. Who cares? I don't have that much hair anyways, so if it got stuck in my hair, just have to cut it out. But that was our video segment. The next up is we got a lot. I think I got like about 12 or 13 EVPs. But before we get to them, I want to tell you one thing. Everyone that sent evidence in, I thank you very much. Some people sent more than one thing in. If I don't use it on here, if I only use one thing, it's not that your evidence wasn't like good enough to be on the show. Some things you can't. Some of the EVPs that were sent in, I can hear it. I can hear it with my headphones really good. But to play on the show here, I had to make sure you the viewers could just hear it out in the open. And a lot of them were hard to hear just without headphones on. So if your evidence not played, don't worry. It's all cool. Everything, it was awesome stuff everyone sent in. Excuse me. And it's nothing against it. It just, you really couldn't hear it here without headphones on. But before we go any farther, I meant to show this before. The people that came to the event on Friday night, their team is called Paranormal Outcast Investigations. And they gave me an awesome bumper sticker. And this is what it says. Let's see if I can get it up there without my fat fingers in the way. I'm going to put it on my car tomorrow, driving around. Oh shit, a ghost. I thought it was kind of funny. They said, hey, you want a bumper sticker? I was like, sure. But they're called Paranormal Outcast Investigations. And they're pretty cool investigators and that. But I thought it was kind of a cool bumper sticker to drive around. It's kind of pulling in the parking lot, people asking you, what the heck you got that on there for? Because I'm a ghost hunter. I don't know. I'm kind of wigging out tonight. But give me 1 second here. I got to just get rid of a couple things. And we will get on to our EVPs. EVP segment coming up. And actually, I'm doing pretty decent. I haven't passed out from lack of sleep here. 2 nights in a row, not going to sleep until about 4:35. It just kind of wears on your body. But next up here is the EVP segment, and we got a lot to go through, so get those ears ready to listen to these, because there's some pretty good ones on here. Alright, if I can get the picture here, give me 1 second. Alright, the first EVP sent in was from Dale McGee. And as I told you before, people know him on Facebook as Backwoods Karaoke. And he got this at Bobby Max. Let me make sure I have the right one. You gotta listen close to this one, okay? Okay. Sorry, I have them all checked. Hold on 1 second. We'll play Dale's again here. Now listen really close. I don't tell people what it is. I don't want to get in your head. I don't tell you right away. But I will give you a hint. When you hear that stall door open, listen. There's something there. Give me a second. All right, listen. What Dale says they think they got there was right when you hear Dale going, "Where'd he go?" And then all of a sudden when the stall door opens, you hear real loud in the background. It sounds like someone says he's in the stall. So let me play it again here. Now that you know. Right there. We'll play it one more time. Can you hear it? It's kind of hard with the squeaking in that, but once I listen to it a couple times. Yeah, you know what? I only hear it the one time real loud. Let me do it again. You know what, Dale? I heard it. He says it before you even say where'd he go. It's real faint, the first one, right? Because the second one you can hear as the door opens. You hear it's real loud. He's in the stall. So that was pretty cool at Bobby Max. The next one up is... Oh. I'm just checking my notes here. The next one up is from Michelle Vance, right here in Florida. And Michelle, we got your favorite picture with your favorite shirt from Scott the Stew. Scott Grimwald's The Stew. This one you said you got when you were getting ready to pack up.
That was.
Listen close. It's like a whisper there. They're talking and you hear something.
That was.
If you listen, they're talking, then all of a sudden you hear someone like it sounds like someone in a conversation, like chiming in on a conversation, but it wasn't.
That was.
What she says they think they caught was, "Where is everybody?" So listen again. It's right. They start talking, and right after you hear someone like, "Where's everybody?"
That was.
So that's pretty cool. Michelle, where was that at again? What location? Where is everybody? St. Augustine. Oh yeah, that was your event you did, right? Was that that time or was it different? Okay, cool. That's cool. Now this one here is from John in the room here called Zap, and he's with oh, let me hold on. Let me get the picture up here. I've got a picture. With Southeast Florida Paranormal. And he got this one at Crestview. And it's kind of funny. I don't know why someone would say this when John's there. I'll just mess with you, John. Please don't hurt me. Do you hear that? We'll do it again. Right after you hear the lady talking, you hear a real like deep voice. If you caught it, yes. If you're thinking, is it really saying that? Yes, it is. We'll play it one more time, then I'll tell you what it says. Yes, I know you know, Michelle. John and them think it says, "Such a dick." So listen to it again. If you were thinking it said something bad, you were right. One more time. But that's a pretty cool one there, because it's kind of like, really? Did it just say that? Hold on here. All right. Our next one up is, well, I'll just put this logo up. I could not find their logo, and I apologize for this if you're in the room. This next one is from Shelly Wade from the RIP crew. And this one was supposed to be used last time on a show, but they had a video, and I couldn't get the video to work right. For some reason, it just didn't work in the Vid Blaster here, so I switched it over to a EVP, or just a regular, just the audio. So this is a pretty cool one too. Listen to this. Listen again, you hear like a quick like whisper in there. It's real quiet, but you can hear it. Let me turn it up just a little bit. All right, ready? Anybody got any ideas what it might say? Because you hear it right near the end there. One more time, and I'll let you know what they think it was. That time you heard it clear as day. That's close. They think it said, "Bring me home." Listen again. Yeah, it sounds like, now that you know, I try not telling you what it is because I don't want you to get it in your head right away. Yeah, crazy hole. It's the crazy hole, man. You're all crazy in here. But that was a pretty cool one. That was supposed to be on the last show. I apologize that it didn't work the first time. Now this next one is from Jason Balbu. I'm not sure if I said your name right, but they're Pensacola Paranormal Research Group. I met them up when I was at the Pensacola Paracon, and very nice people. Had a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Jason sent a lot of awesome EVPs over, but like I said before, a lot of them, for some reason, I couldn't, with my headsets, I can hear them clear as day, but just through the speakers and trying to have the viewers listen to it, it was really hard. So I was only able to get one of yours on here, but that's why I'm saying it, just so people don't think it's like, oh man, they weren't good. They were actually really good EVPs. It just, you really need the headset. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. You need the headsets on. Let me get your logo up here. Now this one, you didn't really give a description except that it was in the St. Augustine Lighthouse. And I hear something there, but I'm not quite sure what it is. So everyone take a listen here. It's hard trying to listen through the speaker like this. Hold on a second. Let's do it again. That was in the lighthouse up by the catwalk, he said. Or top of the tower catwalk. Listen again. And there was no one else around, so... Yeah, that's the only thing I worry about. I think, Jason, are you in the room? I thought I saw Jason in there. Or it might be a different Jason. That's one thing I try telling people. When you do EVPs, my opinion and the way I do it is, I mess with it twice. Do a little bit of sound removal. I only do it twice. After that, if I can't hear it, I get rid of it, because you know how people talk about matrixing pictures. You can matrix a picture, keep looking at it until you finally see something. EVPs can do the same thing. People keep editing until almost finally when you hear something or hear like, oh look, there is something in there, but it starts almost sounding like robotic and like who put in there? Steve White put in there, overprocessed. That's one thing you got to keep in. I know people want the evidence. They want, I know there's something there. I've had EVPs where I know something was there. You can hear the tone change in that. But I can only clean it up so much to where I wasn't sure if I was altering it, changing it myself so I could hear something. That's one thing people got to remember is you don't have to do it 2 times. I only do it twice. Edit it twice. Take out some noise. Take out this. If I don't have it, I'm sorry, it has to go to the scrap pile. Because once you start getting into 5, 10 times taking, oh, I take this bit of noise, take that bit of noise. You're, like Steve was saying, you're over processing it. And next thing you know, you actually created probably your own EVP. But that's just my opinion. But that one I was trying to listen to, and I just couldn't make it out. Now this next one is, let me get it right here, from my team. Paranormal Wavelengths Investigators. We were up in Titusville, and this was over at the Schuler Hotel. And it was kind of weird what came through here. There was 3 of us in the room, and you just hear this voice. Listen.
I'm going to fit this right here. You can talk into it. Okay. Now I'm going to sit back down and be quiet.
Yeah, I kind of messed with that one a little bit. I tried amplifying it so you'd hear it better on here. That's why you get that little tone change. I just amplified to one little area just to get it better, because the weird thing is it didn't sound like it was loud sitting there in the room, but I don't know, something was making like a loud humming noise, but that you hear that voice there. Hold on.
I'm going to fit this right here. You can talk into it. Okay. Now I'm going to sit back down and be quiet.
But you hear the voice just yell. I'm not sure what it says. I just know there's something there. Right after she says, I'm going to put my, I think she says, I'm going to put my mic down, or put my recorder down, and then you hear someone like yell. Listen again.
I'm going to fit this right here. You can talk into it. Okay. Now I'm going to sit back down and be quiet.
And the one thing I can tell you, when we were doing the EVP session, I didn't hear you. I listened through this whole thing, and I didn't call nothing out. I'm kind of anal retentive about calling things out, because earlier, like about a half an hour or so earlier, I could hear a couple of our team members in the building next door. They were standing outside, and I went, that's team members outside talking, and I didn't tag this, so it's really weird. But it's kind of, it's different. You hear this big, someone, Scott and them from Florida Unknown were telling me it sounded like someone's saying, I'm all right, like a kid or something yelling. Yes, I amplified it. I went against my own rule, but my hearing's not the greatest, Dale. So that's why it's a tone change. It gets real loud, because I wanted to make sure you could hear it. Here, I'll play it one more time. And you hear the tone change, but when you listen through it just plain, it sounds like someone's yelling.
I'm going to fit this right here. You can talk into it. Okay. Now I'm going to sit back down and be quiet.
Oh, you know what, actually? It almost sounded like Be Right Back. Now that I listen to it again, it sounded like Be Right Back. I'll do it one more time here.
I'm going to fit this right here. You can talk into it. Okay. Now I'm going to sit back down and be quiet.
But that was up in Titusville. That's kind of cool. I got a little bit better one here. But the next one up is, I think I messed my notes up here, but no, I got it right. This is another one from Bobby Mack from Dal McGee, and I'll say it again: backward karaoke. Let me get your picture up here, Dal. And this was a pretty cool one too. Dal got. Crap. Ready?
On the far end that was called the light, he spent $10,000 and was getting ready to level this to the ground. He was going to build a brand new Bobby Mackey's here. They found out that fault line was here, and he's never allowed to build anything on this side again once it's been tore down. So they're stuck with what we've got. But according to Tax and a bunch of other people, they call this the perfect storm. Everything it takes to pull in spirits, we've got. We've got the river.
Did you hear it there? Now this was while you were doing a tour. And hey, Dale, I see you said backwoods. What did I say? Backwards? See, this is what lack of sleep. If that's what I said, I'm sorry, Dale. But here's Dale's again. This was at Bobby Mack's. The lady talking was the tour guide, right? And then you get this voice yell in the back. Listen again.
On the far end that was called the light, he spent $10,000 and was getting ready to level this to the ground. He was going to build a brand new Bobby Mackey's here. They found out that fault line was here, and he's never allowed to build anything on the site again once it's been tore down. So we're stuck with what we've got. But according to Tax and a bunch of other people, they call this the perfect storm. Everything it takes to pull in spirits, we've got. We've got the river.
It's right around, like Jim was saying, right around when she's saying fault line, then you hear some, like, it almost sounds like some guy, like just kind of hanging out, like, and he yells something out. Play it one more time and I'll tell you what it says.
On the far end that was called the light, he spent $10,000 and was getting ready to level this to the ground. He was going to build a brand new Bobby Mackey's here. They found out that fault line was here, and he's never allowed to build anything on the site again once it's been tore down. So we're stuck with what we've got. But according to Tax and a bunch of other people, they call this the perfect storm. Everything it takes to pull in spirits, we've got. We've got the river.
Now, what Dale and them think it is, what it says is no ghost. It sounds like some guy just being like, no ghost. Right around when she says the fault line, all of a sudden you hear a guy, and Dale's saying he was the only guy there. It sounds like some guy, like, just kind of like doesn't really give a crap. He's like, no ghost. Listen again.
On the far end that was called the light, he spent $10,000 and was getting ready to level this to the ground. He was going to build a brand new Bobby Mackey's here. They found out that fault line was here, and he's never allowed to build anything on the site again once it's been tore down. So we're stuck with what we've got. But according to Tax and a bunch of other people, they call this the perfect storm. Everything it takes to pull in spirits, we've got. We've got the river.
But I thought it was kind of cool. It's kind of like nonchalant, no ghost. So that was pretty cool. And I didn't know that, Dale, until you just said it, that you were the only the guy there. So that even makes it even better. Because I wasn't sure. I was thinking, with the tour group, you may have gotten some smart-ass guy you didn't realize. But that's kind of cool, though, that you were the only guy there. Hey, night, Tom. And I'll talk with you during the week here about, I got to talk with Red, too, about Paranormal Kicks Cancer. I might have a location if you guys are looking for something, the big thing. I talked to someone. The next one up is from John from Southeast Paranormal. Let me get that picture up here. And take a listen to this one.
But then later on he tried to play it off like, no, not really.
Listen again. When I listen to this, John, it's the whisper there, right? Because I see what it says, so I know what I'm looking for. But it sounds real faint there, like a whisper.
But then later on he tried to play it off like, no, not really.
I'll play it one more time. It's right near the beginning, and you hear it. Right there.
But then later on he tried to play it off like,
It's a whisper, and it sounds like what John has on here is "Help me out." Let's take another listen here.
But then later on he tried to play it off like, no, not really.
But that was kind of cool. John, where was that? Because the only note I have on here, it says Brown. Is that, what location was that? Just on your title here, it says Brown. Then it says Help Me Out. All right, let's play it again. You said, Jason thinks, oh yeah, it sounds like 2 EVPs in that. Yeah, I was wondering too, at the end there, are you guys talking about? Oh, a private? Okay, John. And I'm sorry, I just said the name. That's probably the people's name. Sorry, buddy. Probably like, oh, crap. Listen again. Because Jason thought it says, oh, yeah, I'm on the floor, is what you hear. And then Dal thinks there's 2 of them in there. Let's listen.
But then later on he tried to play it off like, no, not really.
John, is there 2 EVPs in there? Because it sounds like someone kind of doing like a different voice. Was that when you guys just like talking between each other, joking around? Kind of like, oh yeah, like talking. Listen again, right near the end there, before the sound goes down. I hear the help me out, the whisper, but yeah, like Dale said, he thought maybe there was two. Yeah, it's weird. It like went right. You hear the help me out, and then all of a sudden it's like sounds like something else in there. But it was cool. You get more than one ears on it. People like I admit my hearing's not the greatest, so I always, if I think I got something, I usually send it to other people. It sounds like Zap saying yeah. Yeah, baby. All right. The next one up is from Shelly Wade. And it was at the Historic Cotton Exchange in Temple, Texas. And she is with, let me make sure, that RIP crew. And this is a pretty cool one they got here. If it's the one I think it is. Give me 1 second. All right, listen to this. It's actually two EVPs, she said, saying the same thing twice in a row. It's real quick. Listen again. Yeah, my wife gets PO'd at me. I'll listen to something over and over, and then she'll finally tell me, put the damn headphones on. I'm like, okay, sorry. All right, listen to this again. It's near the beginning. It's the word said twice. One more time. One more, and I'll tell you what it is. What they have on there, they put burn, burn, temple. I hear the burn, burn, the two words. Looky, looky. I'm not sure. Let's listen to it again, Jim. You ready? See, that's why it's hard for me, because when people send EVPs, they have to mark what they are. So that's the one thing. That's why I don't tell you guys what they say, because I already got it in my head. I'm listening for burn, burn. So listen one more time. I mean, it could even be, it almost could be like bird, for crying out loud. I mean, I can hear it. Do it one more time here. It's like twice in a row you hear it. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's super paranormal, man. But yeah, that's pretty cool. You can hear it definitely right at the beginning. And what they said, it was burn. Now, this next one up, we're getting near the end here. And we're right on time here. This is awesome. Let me get the logo. This one is another one for my team. And this one was up in Titusville again. And it was at this bar. And the weird thing is, what was happening, we were hearing noises back by the bathroom, and we were in this little hallway. And take a listen to what we catch here, and I'll tell you some more after you listen to it a couple times.
Well, you know what, we have weight loss change by what I'm doing now. We thought I was just taking nothing.
That's weird. Why would it
So
spike?
are you following us?
There's someone coughing.
See, the cool thing is you hear me say it near the end there, that's someone coughing. So if I hear something, I'm calling it out. But you hear my partner talking, and also you hear this man's voice come in. Well, I just gave it away now, but you hear his voice. Listen.
Well, you know what, we have weight loss change by what I'm doing now. We thought I was just taking nothing.
That's weird. Why would it
So
spike?
are you following us?
All right, one more time, and I'll tell you what we think it is. And I'll tell you this: right after where I hear it, you hear my voice say, "That's where we got a spike again." We were getting a lot of EMF spikes on and off in this little hallway, and I was trying to debunk it. I thought it was we were getting a power surge because the ceiling was very low, and I thought there was like a power line going over us because there was a big fridge and a power line on the other side of the wall, a power box. And I was thinking, it's got to be a surge because we kept on getting EMF hit. And right after you hear this EVP, you hear me go, "That's where we got a spike again." So we got a hit right after we got the EVP. So listen again.
Well, you know what, we have, we had like 2-5 for Friday now. We thought I was just getting nothing.
That's weird.
Laura, you got the back
Why
part.
would it spike?
Are you following us?
Hold on.
That's someone coughing.
Laura, you got the back part. See? What we think it's saying is "we'll see," like "we'll see." And the funny thing is, I didn't catch this the first time around. I was going back through it, my EVPs again, or my recording, and I'm listening like, "Holy crap, what is that?" And the weird thing is, right before that happened, the men's bathroom, there was a loud noise in there. And we walked over to the bathroom, and I was joking around because the bar had just closed, and I'm thinking, "Hey, let's turn the light on, make sure there's not a drunk guy passed out in here." And there wasn't. And then we were standing there doing an EVP session. Then a couple of minutes later, something metal sounding dropped in the woman's bathroom right next to it. And we're like, "What the heck?" And then that's when we started getting some spikes on our EMF detector. And, you know, I'm trying to debunk, thinking it's just a power surge or something. And then we caught that EVP saying, "We'll see." And I'll play it one more time. Listen.
Well, you know what, we had like 2-5 for Friday now. We thought I was just getting nothing.
That's weird. Why would it spike?
Are you following us?
That's someone coughing.
All I can say is it's creepy sound. I mean, it sounds like something from a movie. The way the voice is, like, "We'll see." If it is, "We'll see." Because I mean, you can definitely hear the tone change. Now we got 2 more to go, and then we will wrap it up tonight. The next one is from Dale McGee again, and I think this one was in the it says basement. Is this the one that went with your picture, Dale? Is it the same basement where you got your the misting? All right, listen to this one.
That what? Oh, yeah. Oh, hi. There's a rack there. Whoa. That was good. Okay. I know. Are you okay then?
Yeah, and just to let you know, this room ended up upstairs one time, and it never stays upstairs. Yeah. It ended upstairs. She says that room's never up here.
All right, hold on. I heard it before. Dale, oh, different house? You hear voices in your head? Sometimes. Oh, you're talking about Michelle. Yeah, I think Michelle hears voices in her head. Let's listen to it one more time. It's right, Dale, it's right around when you're talking about the broom, right?
That what? Oh, yeah. Oh, hi. There's a rack there. Oh. That was good. Okay. I know. Are you okay then?
Yeah, and just to let you know, this room ended up upstairs one time, and it never stays upstairs. Yeah. It ended upstairs. She says that room's never up here.
What Dale has on there is I'm reading the chat room. It's FU, right? I'm not saying that's you in the chat room. It's what Dale has on his thing. But I heard it earlier. I don't hear it as clear now. Do it one more time. It's right when you're talking about the broom. It was mad because you were telling about the broom. Okay, listen one more time.
Stays upstairs. Yeah. And is upstairs. She says that room's never up here.
Dale, you be nice in the chat room. I see you putting in there F you. But yeah, I heard it before really good. I don't know why. Maybe my hearing. Is anybody else hearing it? Okay. Maybe it's just my hearing. It might be my body starting to shut down from lack of sleep. But we got one last one. This was, if I can make sure I got the right one here. This is video and EVP all together. Laura Redmond sent it in from Champaign, Illinois. Make sure I have it right. Yep, Champaign, Illinois Paranormal Society, CHIPS. And she sent this video for me to check out. put teams on here to interview. So it's going to be an awesome year. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Everyone drive safe on the roads. And I'm going to be going up to Georgia to see my parents. So I got a long ride to go up there. It's about 10 hours. And you never know. Maybe I'll do some filming up there. I got an idea for things. So next time you see me, we'll be on the flip side of December. Only weeks till Christmas. So everyone have a great Thanksgiving. And next time you see me on here, we'll have Christopher St. Booth. So you guys all have a good night. And remember what I say. Keep the positive energy flowing. Paranormal Wavelength signing out. Night, everyone.